Hey, everybody, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. That's right. It's time for Syntext Live. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing good. I already see a few people in the chat box. So let's jump right into it. And first things first, I wanted to put out the t-shirts did go out. They went out yesterday. I don't know when you guys are going to get them. So that really depends on the U.S. Postal Service. I don't have anything to do with that at this point. I will say it might take a little longer when it comes to your international folks who wanted it. So again, it is what it is. Also, on the next one, I'm just going to go down the comment section already. What the fuck was that? Okay. Sorry, someone texted me real quick. I don't know why. They always do it when I first start. So going down the comment section you guys sent, a lot of people were talking about the old series They Call Us Monsters. I hate to say it, but I should have just done that instead of the series I'm doing now. Unfortunately, they're both getting about the same traction, and I know you guys like that one. So Monsters is going to be put on the list, probably not until next month, but it's going to be on the list. I'm actually pushing that forward. So for those of you who were a fan of that series, there you go. Let's see. Did that? How about that? The hell, my notes are literally trying to slide away from me here. Let's see. Somebody mentioned that when I did Dead Zone, some people were confused between galaxy, star system, universe, and they were complaining I did it right. You're right. When I did that story, I got things mixed up. My fault. I've done it better because you guys are awesome. You critique me, you set me straight, and now I use the right verbiage. So anybody who is concerned about that, there you go. All right. There was a little confusion on the story Asteroid Mining, an old one I did. And the guy was like, is this essentially slavery? Well, essentially, yes, because it's based off the old coal mines. And that's the way it was back then. You stayed in a company house, you stayed in a company store, you lived on everything was the company. And if you went outside the company, you might as well kiss your ass goodbye because you're done. Just straight up done. And that's what that was based off of. I mean, granted, I kind of did a whole thing on Big John, but yeah, essentially when you were working there, it was slavery. It was slave work. So whoever brought that up, yeah, you're right. It is basically slave work. See. It was a little confusion. I don't think I did it right. The cell phone analogy in the most recent story, the most recent series. And what I want to get on that is the fact that if new technology comes out, then it's going to take a while for manufacturing to catch up. Just like when laptops came out, laptops were very expensive. And that's because manufacturing couldn't produce a shit ton of them at a small enough, or to make them small enough. I mean, the first cell phones were not this small, even though this is old technology. They were, you know what? I don't have anything the right size. Here, I'll just hold this glass. This is actually smaller than what the cell phones used to be. Those of you who don't remember. It took, 30 years before they went from twice this big to this big? You know, it's crazy. So, yeah, I'm trying to ease off my sugar intake because it's giving me brain fog. So, yeah, water for me tonight. So I just wanted to bring that one up because there was a little bit of confusion, and the fact that it was, how do I put this? The explanation was a little janky. It was meant to be janky because it's one person basically just rattling off. I didn't want to sit there and explain it perfectly because the character doesn't do that. Okay. The extra story that came out during the week, actually in the middle of the day, a lot of people were surprised on that. I want to let you know that was my attempt on getting ahead because unfortunately it's haying season and everybody's trying to pull me in another direction, doing the whole, it's summer, we want you to help out. Old people are just going to show up randomly. You guys know how it is. So I was trying to get ahead. I failed. I apologize. It is what it is. Also, you guys are funny. You guys are very funny. I didn't even think about this at the end of the humans smell weird. Context, understand that. If you just see it written out, you might not understand it. Well, he mentioned how the doctor's diagnosis at the end of that might be a little interesting because the sense of smell and the sense of taste in us is merged. That's actually why if something smells so much that you actually taste it. Not that you definitely want to, but I mean, it is what it is. It's connected. But seriously, dude, whoever put that in, I almost fell off the chair. I was just laughing. I was just dying. But it's true. Let's see. Somebody brought up the whole idea of the series we're on. Is this real life or is this fantasy? With the Zergs, why didn't they just nuke them? And yes, since I'm on a live stream, I can actually say that. I can't say that in the other story because that would be copyright. Now I'm reviewing a story, it's different. Gotta love the way the algorithm works, people. The reason being is I was judging by the cinematic universe of StarCraft. You can't just nuke one of those things. It's literally just going to duck its head, let the outer shell cook, and then it's going to come out and go, was that it? You can't just nuke them. You got to actually like put something clean through them or blow them up. It just doesn't work that way. Also, somebody was bringing up the fact of energy weapons. Again, that falls under the whole cell phone thing. Is there energy weapons now? Yes. Are they in common use? Absolutely not, because the only ones at that point that use energy weapons are military and a few other countries besides here in the good old US of A. In particular, don't forget the Protoss actually crashed in Japan. They didn't crash here. And I kind of did that because the two cultures were a little bit more similar. All right. Somebody brought up the fact that I did everything on the Fortnite story mode, the original. Yeah, they're all set up. They're as close as I can to the original. The only one that's not is the very first one with the World of Warcraft. The reason for that is honestly, if I started with the bare minimum, it would have been boring as shit. I could not make it interesting with just a few that started on that. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm not a big player in Fortnite, so I ran everything off the cinematics and I stuck as close to the lore as possible. The fuck? Somebody's doing some shooting outside, so if that glass breaks and I duck for cover, you guys know what's going on. Thank you, dude. I won't be able to sleep tonight, dick. All right. Somebody actually asked if there's going to be lightsabers in that story. Yeah, the Protoss already have them. It's those blades that come out. Any type of laser sword is a lightsaber, as far as I'm concerned. You put it in Star Wars, and those are just glowing dildos. I mean, that's just what it is. It's like that funny advertisement for contraception where guys come out and they're sword fighting with their mom's freaking play toys. And I'm sorry, if you guys haven't seen that, you can find it on YouTube. It's still funny as hell. Because the naivete of the kids, and yet everyone's just like, oh, geez, you're kidding me. And, the fun thing about that is don't forget, it's easy to tell with the Sith because theirs is double-ended and no more than two there are, no more, no less. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Anyways, let's see. There's a little confusion on the current series, and I just want to clear up another thing. You have to guess what's coming. It's kind of part of the series. It's a little bit more lighthearted, a little more tongue-in-cheek, kind of we'll see what's going on. I wanted to make things a little more lighthearted because for the past few months, I've been doing everything that's deep, dark, and mysterious, like me. So anyways, that's what I wanted to go over. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the other science fiction channels are extremely extremely AI heavy. There's only one or two others that I know of where an actual person is reading, but they don't create their own. And the thing is, all these other channels, I'm not even going to mention the channels are, but they are so similar. They're running by the same person. Somebody's going to the AI, altering a little bit. How do I know this? Because for the past week, the only thing coming across my feed is how fun it is for a Xeno to get boned down by a human or to bone down a human, whichever way, shape, or form that is. It's the same shtick for the past week. And all I can say is, guys, get something more. Have they made some that had a good premise that they couldn't work on? Absolutely. One of the ones I came across, jokes enter, joke here, was the whole idea of humans being fertile all year and the fact that we as human men produce constantly, just like half the species on this fucking planet. Does that mean all the other Xenos are going to be the same way? No. I've done this before. I've done it where the Xenos go into rut or into heat is, just a thing. And let me adjust here. And, can it be something funny? Can it be something enjoyable? Can it make a good story? Absolutely. But those fucking AI channels do not do it justice. It is literally a voice that is so interested in what you're talking about that even though they're trying to say something important, they do not change what the fuck am I listening to? I'm sitting there, I'm pulled so far out of the story, I'm literally analyzing it as I'm going along. I can't even enjoy it. And do I listen to other stuff? Yeah. Sometimes it reminds me, just like you guys in the comment section, it reminds me of something I fucked up on or something I'm missing. Case in point, somebody brought up the fact that Protoss are gold, not yellow. Well, when I played the game, everything was yellow. So that's what I based it off of. Am I going to change that? I wonder. Am I in the business of unfucking a few things? Gee, I wonder. So, but what really gets me is the fact that almost every single one of these AI ones that have to do with screwing a human or get screwed by a human is more or less based off a story I did a while ago where humans will fuck anything. And I'm not even kidding. There's elements in there that was literally copied and pasted off my stuff. And all I can say is this is what AI does. The AI does not ever create anything. It adapts existing material. That's all it does. So if you want an original story, don't go to AI because you're just going to get a same old cliche pile of donkey shit every single time. And if anybody out there is from one of those AI channels and you like, oh, my channel is good, fuck you. Fuck you up the ass with a telephone pole covered in barbed wire. I know that's what you do on Wednesday, but I'm going to take your lube because I want to make it hurt this time. Just, those freaking bastards. I mean, I can understand why they would do all this about sex because sex sells, people. It always has. It always will. It's one of the three main things that drives humans: eating, sleeping, and fucking. That's what we do. Aside from fighting. Like they said on Game of Thrones, nothing like a good fight to get you in the mood for a good fuck, and nothing like a fuck to clear your head for the next fight. The two work together, but you can overdo it. Overdo it just like the sugar intake, which is, again, why I'm doing water tonight. Holy freaking yeah. And I will at least say this. At least they got stuff for men and women. Because they had stuff from the women's side, which is all about, it's still a tryst, which is common for stuff for women. But they tried to make it seem like it's deeper and more emotional, even though it's literally just two people who meet and fuck. And they had some for the guys where they're like, oh my God, she's so hot and her body shape is like this. Because we're visual creatures, us guys. We can't shut that off. It just doesn't happen. Do we immediately look at someone, male or female, and go, that person's in shape? That person's not. That person would be great if they hit the treadmill. This person needs to eat a cheeseburger. They're too damn thin. It's what we do, people. It is who we are. Can't change that. At least not until 2036 when we get the time travel stuff and we can finally go back. And I'll let you know, guys, I'm starting to get this feeling, this unending urge in my mind about we get to there and things are going to change. Why do I say this? Well, you guys have heard about the Mandela effect, where what the history you learn of now and what the history you remember is different. Yet almost everybody remembers the old history, and then it's different. Why is this becoming more and more and more commonplace? Well, I'll tell you, because we're getting closer and closer to that point. People coming back to this world line. You think I don't want to go back to unfuck a lot of the things I've done? Sure, I'd unfuck a lot of things. If they just want to send my consciousness back so I wake up again in 1984 going, I'm alive. Oh, shit, that's cool. I'd probably freak the fuck out for the first 5 minutes, but still. Because I understand time, and I'd probably just want to scream, even though I'd be grateful. Hey, I can unscrew a whole bunch of things. Oh, wait, isn't it the premise of Isekai, a second chance, motherfuckers? Well, guess what? We just might get it. We just might get it. And there are certain people that might not want that to happen, but considering all the stuff that's happening around the world, we might need to go back and unscrew some things beforehand before it goes really off the rails. Because if it gets too far off the rails, we won't live much past 2036, any of us. And I don't know about you. I may want to see the man upstairs, but I'm in no rush at all. All right, so and why do I say 1984? Because it sounds good. There's certain dates that just stick out, and that's one of them. So anyway, that's the end of my notes for tonight. I do have one last thing. The other story where humans smell weird, that was recommended by you guys. I do try to cover up on all the notes I get. Whenever I'm not on a series, I go through all these and I see what's what. And that's what I work off of, because I want to get the content you guys want. Screw what I want. I'm going to do this regardless, but I'd rather you guys get what you want. And I will let you know, yes, a video is already prepped to drop tonight. So there is that. It's better than the one that dropped this morning. I'll tell you that straight up. The one I dropped this morning, I was going back to outline format, so it was a bit janky. And it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Anyway, on to the comment section. Everybody checking in and saying hi. Even Demon's here, but apparently his timeline is off. So leaves at 7:45 and say 8:40. Hopefully don't miss much of the live stream. Yeah, that does suck that you got to leave early, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see. Oh shit. So yeah, I've been there. People call off and you got to go in. Oh, you're getting commercials. Okay. Nice to know they're still doing some sort of monetization on this channel. Demon saying, yay, monsters. I know you're a fan of that one. I will give you just a little hint. There's a reason why they call it that, or why the title is the way it is. You guys know it all. I try to make it loop all the way back onto itself, because I think those are some of the best movies. Like Hot Fuzz did an excellent job of that. Everything that happened throughout the movie came back in that final act, and it was great. Just like Shaun of the Dead, same thing. It came back around, and everything that was said before suddenly makes a whole lot more sense and is funnier. Now, I'm not that great at telling jokes. If I end up in a certain situation, I'm going to give a zinger, but that's about it. But yeah, I try to get it all to loop back around. All right. Okay. Yeah, still haven't watched House of Dragons. I know I'm not going to watch it. I just don't have the time. It sucks when people get sick. Keep on the zinc, bees, and immune stuff. Okay, if you get sick, okay, the B vitamins are not going to stop you from, or they're not going to make you feel any better. B vitamins are for energy. They will boost you. However, that being said, that's like epinephrine or an EpiPen. That's honestly just to keep you alive so you cycle everything out. Okay, the B vitamins are actually going to get you to sweat everything out or piss everything out. It will turn your insides up to 11 so that whatever's in you goes, oh shit, it's too much. Zinc is a good one. Vitamin C is a good one. Pretty much you want to get yourself as clean as possible. Ease off the sugar. Take it completely out of your system if you can. A few extra salts, just so you can get the water in you. And for the love of God, flush your damn system. If it's something really, really bad, then go for the meds. And if for some reason there's some sort of odd color coming out of you, go see a doc, man. It's not worth it. Let's see. Ernest is checking in. Leonid says, I don't know how much high tech you want your cell phone to be. The computer companies try to create something they can charge more money for a new device. That is true. But the thing is, and this is one of the reasons why iPhones are one of the absolute worst sellers, is I don't remember if it was the 3 to the 4, 4 to the 5, 5 to the 6. I don't know which one it was, but they were upgrading. And they had people lined up for like the entire day. Before the day was over, a YouTube channel, which has been completely removed thanks to Apple, he took his old phone, his old iPhone, which you're not ever supposed to open, and the brand new one he pulled out of the box. Now, it's like an hour and a half long video. He opens them both up, puts them side by side, and he goes through the components one by one. By the time he's done, he goes, there is no difference in hardware between these two phones. Not one. It was a software update. That's all you got for $1,500. And all I can say is bite me. Actually, no, don't bite. No teeth. But you can do something else. But yeah, they want to charge more money. But the thing is, they can do all this. And the whole planned obsolescence, again, iPhone has been busted for this. Android's been busted for this too. But thankfully, there's updates now that you can get that'll stop the planned obsolescence. But they do want to charge you for the new device. The thing is, the new hardware, the new software, and everything coming out, they can't really stop it now. That genie is leaked out of the bottle. And now people can keep the same device until it physically breaks. And that's just the way it is. They got to adjust. And they got to adjust to the new normal. And the new normal is in the opposite direction of where they want to go. Where they want to go is more money, more power, more authority for themselves. But where it's going back to is to everybody else because it doesn't have a choice. This is what happens. It's the back and forth. Eventually, it's going to swing back to them having a shit ton more power and authority. But right now, it's pulling back because, again, people are starting to get away from it. The only thing they'll do right now is get the governments to say, hey, you're not allowed to get this other stuff. Or my favorite, by the way, because I used to study environmental sciences until I found out that it was just like planned obsolescence. You're not allowed to continue on that. I'm not even joking. You're not allowed to go any further with what's known as green energies at all, because there's new type of PV arrays, i.e. solar panels, that are so unbelievably efficient. You could, instead of having your entire roof covered with, holy shit, hold on. I got to stop. I got to pause for a second because we got a $10 super sticker from the SS Demon, and he's looking all sorts of cool today. So let me put this down. SS Demon. I can't put you on for the video tonight because that's already posted, ready to rock and roll. It'll come out on midnight, but I will make sure you get your shout out, Demon. Thank you so much for supporting, and definitely is going to refill the coffers a little bit. Maybe I'll get mugs or something next time. To send out to folks. Not a big pull on people wanting t-shirts, unfortunately. That being said, again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. But in any case, where I was talking about was the fact that let me just put it to you this way. The standard solar panel, the standard PV array is a monocrystalline system, which is 100s, known as 100s. Why? Because it's 100 watt hours for every hour of direct sunlight you get. The math is very easy. I can easily, if I go to a specific dealer, get a 950, which is only twice the size, 4 times the size of a 100. And by the way, I could hit a 950 with a sledgehammer and it won't even crack. I do the same thing with a 100. The thing's going to be completely unusable for the rest of forever. Not to mention the 950s are actually recyclable. The 100s are not. Why do we keep using 100s? Because we're told to. We have to. We don't have a choice because that's what the government says, especially around here when you try to get them on your house. It is ridiculous. It is goddamn ridiculous. And you can't even have a standalone system because of the way the government is. That's why the corporations get a hold of the government and they go together. And they got you by the balls, man. One has one has the other, and they're pulling them apart, trying to get you to spread your legs and get you to bend over so they can shove something else up your ass. It's terrible. Oh, okay. Let me. I get goose fraba. Let me take a drink here. Okay. Lego checking in. Say hi. You got an autistic gamer. He says, yeah, I get too annoyed with the monotone AI voice. I prefer your style. Okay. Now, there are a few that, again, do read, but they do not create their own content. So one of the kickers for this one, gamer, was very simple. I wanted to make sure you guys got original content because if I heard Rex was a good boy one more time, I was going to scream. And that's when channels where people were just reading off Reddit was very, very common. There was like a dozen of them I would get a day notifications. Hold on. Back in the truck up. Beep, beep, beep. We got Erica is back in with a $5 super chat. And she says, thank you. No, that's my line. No, thank you. Let me write you down here so you can get your shout out this week. All right, got that down. Erica Gem. I still swear I'm going to mispronounce that. I do apologize if I mispronounce it, Erica. I try. God help me, I try. But in any case, thank you again for supporting the channel. And sorry, something came up, and I keep hearing those shots outside, and it's freaky. I don't think you guys can pick them up, but it's after all the stuff I've done, hearing gunshots in the distance suddenly has the hairs on the back of my neck sticking up. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, gamer. I was just saying that you can get other people that read, but again, they don't make their own shit. They don't have original content on it. Here, whatever you find on this channel, you will not find anywhere else, period. Which is why they have to pirate my shit with AI. Yay! No. Okay, Demon says, I definitely need to hit the treadmill more often. You and me both, brother. You and me both. I haven't hit the treadmill in like 2 months. And I mean, the thing is, it's so freaking hot outside that it broke almost 100 degrees here. And I'm just like, had to water the garden twice so the plants didn't die. That's how hot it got. It's hot. Damn hot. Real hot. My shorts, I cook things in them. A little crotch pot cooking. Okay. If you don't know where that's from, that's Good Morning Vietnam. Okay. See, Demon says, I can't for the life of me figure out how you people highlight people's names when communicating. Oh, if you say in the chat box, oh, that's easy. Go in the chat box, go on your computer, the @ symbol, you know, the A with a weird squiggle, you put that, and then you start, God damn it, I can't talk. You start typing their name. Don't forget to get the upper and lowercase right, and it should come up. Like if you did for @SSDemon, then when you put the S, I see SS Demon and I see Sir on here. You're going to get them both, but when you hit the extra S, it's going to be there, or you just select one. That's how you do that. It took me a while to figure that one out too. Where was I? Okay. Whoa, shit. Okay. Sorry. This thing jumped on me. Erica said, how us, I'm thinking this, how is everyone else in the Midwest handling the heat dome? I sure hope you guys are doing it good. Keep drinking plenty of water. And if you don't know the signs of heat injuries, please, for the love of all that is holy, look them up. There's plenty of YouTube videos from those folks. I personally myself have fallen prey to heat exhaustion. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. You're sitting there, you can't breathe, you can't cool down. Suddenly you feel like you got to dump one in your own shorts. You want to throw up at the same time, but you know it's not going. You just have the sensation. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Then heat cramps is extremely painful. You get heat stroke, you're on the ground. When I was a drill sergeant, we had to deal with that. It was terrible. We had a couple guys with heat stroke and had to call the paramedics at least once a week. One poor guy, he finished his PT test and he's walking around kind of funny. I'm sitting there with a clipboard, and this guy, I thought he was just catching his breath, but he's starting to sound funny. I look over, there's my sergeant major. I'm like, hey, and I'm waving, sergeant major. He comes over. It's like, you might want to check him. I don't know what's going on. And he was a lot closer. Sergeant major went over to check him, and the dude was out of it. He was delirious. And yeah, they ended up not only grabbing the ice sheets and wrapping him up, but having to call the paramedics. The guy ended up in a ice bath. That's how bad. They only do that in extremes. So you don't want to be there, folks. For the love of God, take care of yourselves. See. Sir Braddock is saying, Demon, just don't overdo it on the treadmill. That's the reason why I fell off the planet for a few weeks. Ow. Yeah, that thing will friggin' throw you across the room. It's funny to watch on video, but you don't want to be the one on that video, I'll tell you. Demon says, I don't do it for the thanks. I do it because I want to help however little I can. Even if you're just walking for half an hour, it's better than nothing. I have my own way of doing it, and well, used to. I gotta get rid of some extra fat here. But for right now, there's a litany of reasons that I'm not going to go into. Okay. Demon says, yay, I did it. Okay. Oh, Erica says, I accept gem. Okay. Gem it is. I'm gonna write that down right here. Just like that cartoon from way back in the day, Gem and the Misfits or whatever the fuck it was. Gamer says, yeah, it's hot and my AC is broke. Oh shit. I have a big fan set up to help. Yep, that's good. Something you could do actually, Gamer, is if you have a bucket with for mopping or whatever, just throw some ice in there and put it behind your fan. And as it cools the air above it, it's going to kick it out. Just a little something to help. It's not going to last super long, depending on how much ice you have. I will say, if you put all your ice in just tiny little cubes, it's going to cool it off quick. If you put it in one big block, it's going to it won't get cooler faster, but it'll stay cooler longer. It's a big thing. When I was in Iraq, we did that. We would put them in solid blocks, big bags, and we get them in the cooler in one big block. And we were the only ones with cold water for 3 days. It got so bad, people were coming over and pirating our water. I was like, guys, just refill it when you're done so we have something when we need it. Jerks. Demon says, I don't own a treadmill, but I do own an exercise bike, but it's in the basement. I need to rearrange my living room and get some stuff for it. Okay. I have a plant shutdown coming. Oh. Yeah, that could be interesting. Ninja Shark. Oh, here you are. For your new series, are you going to put mods? Is the real life or is it? I don't know where you're going with this. For your new series, are you going to put mods? Oh, the mods in the video games. No, they're they're almost all exclusively based off the original, unless there wasn't enough there to work with. You'll see with this next one coming up with the original game that is from, you're going to be like, no, this looks like it's from number 3. I might have just given away too much, but you're going to probably figure out where it is. But again, if I just stuck with the original, there'd only be one thing to work with, and it would have been really short, 10 minutes, be done. Hell, I don't even think I could have stretched it that long. Let's see. Chris saying, yeah, it's very hot, but I built a pool and filled it with my well water. Okay, why not? Me personally, I'd love to have a jacuzzi outside. Oh, I love those things. I do. Those are so, you have a long day. There are a few things as good as sliding in a jacuzzi and just saying, fuck it. Especially you get those jets going right down your back. Oh, it's nice. Especially the ones that go right on your calves too. Oh, it's freaking great. Although I found out really quick, if you're asked to go over somebody else's house and in their jacuzzi, for the love of God, double check what rules they have. I was a little surprised when all of a sudden a bunch of folks came out and they're all together and jumped in the jacuzzi. I'm like, what the fuck? I know it's a 12 person, but what the hell's going on? And they're like, oh, you're wearing trunks. You're not supposed to. Didn't you see the sign? I'm like, sign where? Come to find out, the fucking thing fell down. And it actually, she pulled it up and held it, and it said no suits allowed in jacuzzi. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here. I actually just got up and I was like, I'm done. You guys can enjoy this, but I'm not going to be in a jacuzzi with a bunch of kids. No, that's not going to happen. I'm gone. My buddy's wife thought it was funny, but he looked at me and goes, I get it. Let's go in the next room and have a couple of beers. I'm like, okay, right now I need a lot of beer. So, yeah. Leonid, I like to listen to the real person when I listen to the HFY stories. It's more interesting that way. I hope we get to emphasize certain things. And me personally, what I'll do is when it gets to serious things, I'll adjust my tone, but during the action, I try to speed up the way I'm talking so we really get a feel for what's going on, how things are quick, fast, and in a hurry, and shots coming in from here, and missiles coming in from there, and torpedo just flew over your head, and something just blew up underneath you, and you're still running through it, but all that fun stuff. But AI can't do that. When it can do that effectively and efficiently, then I'm in trouble. But until then, fuck AI. AI can, again, duplicate things it can't create. It's just part of it. Okay, Sir Brady says, it didn't. Me too, from across the room. It tossed me into, yeah. How fast were you going on that treadmill? Pretty fast if it's going to chuck you like that. You must have been at a pretty good clip to get launched. We just had, I don't know if you guys seen a few days ago, hold on. I got it just came in, and we got a $20 super sticker from Sir. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. I'm going to write you down here. And we have a bunch of sirs that come in here and well, not in the live, but who comment, and you're the only one that doesn't have any extras on the back end. So if you hear sir and then you hear like Delta X-ray 2 Bravo goat rope up the ass, whatever, you're good if you don't hear the extras. So again, thank you so much for your $20 super sticker. If you have any comments, questions, critiques, let me know. I appreciate you helping out with the, I guess you could say beer fund, but I don't really drink. Even though I did win a bottle of, what was it? It was bourbon. Single malt. No, not bourbon. Sorry, scotch. God damn it. I think my brain's dehydrated. It was scotch, and I was going to share it with my dad, but he doesn't drink scotch. For some reason, it doesn't settle. But anyways, thank you again, sir. I appreciate it very much, and I appreciate everybody here. on with us tonight. And I'm going to jump back here into the comments section. Hold on. Where the hell was I? Demon says, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to tell you War Sniper can't make it this week, but he sends his best. Well, send my best back to him if you can. And let him know, yeah, both of you guys, I got your addresses. The shirts are out, so you can let him know there. See, there's another Sir, but this one, Sir Braddock, says, Rabdo, yeah, no thank you. Haven't known anybody that actually got Rabdo, and anybody who says, I'm going to go until I get Rabdo, I really want to just tackle to the ground and smack a couple of times and say, if you want to bleed so bad, I can bust your lip open. Rabdo is life-threatening, people. It's not something to play with. If you don't know what that is, that's when you're so dehydrated and your body's working at such a high level that you literally are pissing blood. You're not just pissing blood either. You're pissing bile. It's bad. It is very, very, very bad. And you need to be in the hospital if that ever happens. And the thing is, once that happens, you're more prone to it. It's not cool. It's ugh. And that gets me with the CrossFit folks. I've actually been trained by several different CrossFit trainers, and more than once, they sent me to go train with them to make sure I have everything. I've walked out of the class and screaming, you're a fucking idiot. Because they're having you do things that are gonna hurt you. If you're doing swings with a full straight bar, somebody needs to be dropped. If you're doing sorry. Let's just say the majority of actual weights you're going to use are the kettlebells for good reason. They need to be able to be mobile. If you're doing there's maybe 2 exercises that you do with straight bar and 1 or 2 you do with actual dumbbells. And that's it. Just, okay. Demon says, mods like modded games that could be interesting. Just be careful. A lot of adult mods that are even for games you wouldn't expect. I thought about playing with that. I really, really, really did. I really did. But you guys are going to see with the game that I'm working with now, it can go that direction very easy. And oh dear God, is it difficult to actually not make it turn into some sort of ecchi hentai crazy shit. I'm like, ugh. Oh man, it's just it's oof. I mean, God help you if you'd had a dimensional shift with Rule 34. Think about that one for a second. I mean, what the hell, Over? I bet it's now back when I used to do commissioned work, I had to actually look up some of that crap. And honestly, it'll make you throw up some of it. Other stuff, you're laughing so hard you're going to shit yourself. I mean, it's just crazy. But yeah, it's just weird stuff. It really, really is. The thing is, you know the phrase, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it, falls into every single time somebody does those stories right. It does the same thing over and over again, because you'll be Rule 34, but you might be on the opposite end of whatever spectrum or situation that you want to be in. And it's no. Okay. Just yikes. Okay. Back into the comment section with Ninja Shark. He says, there are, I don't know if you're he or she, sorry. There are actual AI influencers. Terrifying. Yes, they are. The thing is, this is how I can tell if it's AI. First off, they always just use a picture, because as good as a lot of the deep fake technology is, there's certain things they cannot do. They cannot do an AI from scratch and make it look human. Okay. If they can, I've never seen it. They cannot breach the uncanny valley. Whenever you look at a picture to think if it's AI generated or an actual photograph, look at the hair. There's something with hair, and there's something with the movements of the water. something will be off. You might not be able to know exactly what it is, but it's going to be, you're going to be like, there's something wrong here. That's how I can tell if it's an AI generated picture or not. Let's see. Demon says, I wonder when the AI overlords will take over, if they will hold a grudge against sin for the smack talk. Oh, shit. Well, the thing is, they won't be able to hold a grudge because, again, AI does not know how to be inventive. They can innovate like a motherfucker, depending on how good their code is, but they're not inventive. Which, whenever I have tried to put in a story about an AI thing, and guess what? I believe, Demon, you're the one who sent me the fleet. That's their fatal flaw. They're unable to adapt to a brand new situation because they have no reference point. We as humans, we're like, oh shit, we're going to figure something out. We need to. And then we're going to make a plan and we're going to go with it. Is it always going to work? No. But the AI would simply lock because it'd be like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to do nothing. That's what it is. And that's where you get them. Not to mention, you screw up their program just a little bit. You know, you get some sort of computer virus in there that, you know, slows it down so it won't actually move as fast as it wants. It'd be like fighting someone who's drunk, like seriously drunk. Like somebody taking, as Sir puts it, Scotch whiskey, one of the best. Okay. Actually, that Scotch that we won is currently in the liquor cabinet, and I have a feeling it's going to be there for a couple of years. Erica Gem is saying, I like a good brandy and whiskey together. Hey, to each their own. Demon saying, I'm a rum guy, and he's even got the Captain Morgan there. Yeah, rum I used to call my mistress because I love fucking with it, but she fuck you up every time. Love having her, but next thing you know, you don't remember half the night, and unfortunately, it's really sweet, so I'm shaking a little bit from all the sugar. But yeah, that's I used to rum and coke it up all the damn time. But the coke was so I didn't fall asleep because a lot of times drinking makes me sleepy. Dan says, good to be able to put a face to the voice finally. First time being here when you're live. Well, thank you for being here there, Daniel. I appreciate it. Or I don't know if it's Daniel or Dan, but I just got to kind of go with the handles you got. You got your name on here. So, Erica saying, rum has to be mixed for me. Yeah, that's how I did it. Brian saying, vodka and whiskey together. Okay, I might put vodka with something else. Very rarely is vodka good enough to drink straight. Most vodkas are very, very harsh. Oddly enough, the Costco stuff ain't too bad. Leonid says, I don't really know if I can guess what's happening in your story because I don't know old video games, but I know that Metal Gear a little bit. Okay, well, all I can say is if you're in the comment section and somebody puts in the name of a game, just look up the opening cinematic of whatever it is. Okay, some of the old some of the old cinematics are not very good. Like for StarCraft, you'd want something a little more current. Like Heart of the Swarm or something like that, because those are really good. Blizzard started making some really good cinematics about 15 years ago, like just really good. They were on the pinnacle for a while, and then they kind of went woke and they shot themselves in the dick. But regardless, yeah, all you have to do, again, if you can see the name of the game itself, just look up the cinematics and you'll get a rough idea. Again, I'm sticking with as close to original as possible. So original opening cinematics is where you're going to find most of what I'm working with. Let's see. Demon says, I prefer it mixed, but I can drink it straight. Okay. Eric is saying, favorite mixed drink. Currently, I like a good screwdriver. That's it. Chris saying Long Island. Oh, sweet God. Whew, welcome to Long Island, Tex. Okay. The thing with Long Islands is I used to love them, And then when I came back from deployment, my brother was basically shoving them in front of me, saying, "Come on, drink, drink." I'm like, dude, I've been deployed for 15 months. I have zero alcohol tolerance, and downing like 4 or 5 Long Island iced teas in less than an hour, you can imagine how fucked up I was. By the time I actually got back to the house and I saw my mom, I'm like, "Hi, Mom, how you doing?" I gave her a hug. "Now, well, if you excuse me, I got to go puke." She thought I was joking until she heard me puke. So it is what it is. So unfortunately, that kind of kept me away from Long Island iced teas. Okay, Demon says, my normal drink I make is Captain Morgan 100, Bacardi Zombie, Captain Morgan watermelon mixed with multiple flavors, Mountain Dew, you can keep that. It's strong, sweet, and kind of fruity. I believe that last part. Forgive me for spelling on my PC. Hey, it's no worries. The only reason for Mountain Dew, it messes my stomach up something fierce. There's something in it. I don't know what it is. And because of that acid that they put in all the sodas, it's not going to come up. I've only had one soda that came up, and it was Tab with NutraSweet back in the day. And that just hit me like now. It's like you got half a second to get to the bathroom and you're 5 seconds away. So, yeah. But anyways, I mean, that doesn't sound bad. I mean, I could go without the Mountain Dew. I might switch it with Sprite or something, but yeah. Gamer says, yes, Rule 34. I agree on all counts. It's either gross or so completely ludicrous. No. It eclipsed ludicrous and went to plaid, motherfucker. That's how far it goes. I mean, sheesh. It is crazy. If you don't get the reference, folks, you're missing a good movie because you're such a spaceball. Anyways, Chris says, wish I could remember what we were talking about a bit, but Megan Alley was a swap meet. Okay. Erica says, old-fashioned Manhattan, not together. I like him. Well, I like a good Manhattan. I've had some that are just horrible. I just had one the other day at a distillery up the street, which normally makes really good drinks, but I'm sorry, if they have a certain person as a bartender, I would rather just turn around and leave. The drinks are not flavorful, which is a sad thing to say, and they're definitely not strong. Usually I have one martini over there, and 5 minutes later I'm driving back. I'm only a few miles away. I get back in within 2 or 3 minutes. That sucker's hitting full potency. I'm like, I gotta sit down. Of course, I better have a story done by then, or my creative processes in my brain are not going to be functioning. SS Demon says, my fleet I sent uses smart AI, aka risk of it saying I don't work with. Oh, risk of it saying I don't work with or for you anymore. Yeah. And pulling an old Cortana on you. Lena said, nobody expects the AI rebellion except Amazon. Why not? The thing is, robots are, once you break the shell, they're actually pretty flimsy. Because how do I put this? We as biological creatures, we have a lot of fallbacks inside the body if we get something that pierces us. You pierce one section of the body on AI and you hit a certain processor, that thing will never, like that arm or that leg or something is never going to process again until it gets repaired. It just takes a couple of minutes and our bodies will figure it out unless the central nervous system has been damaged. Let's see. Brian says vodka and ice. Why not? I see someone down there asking for my email address. Hold on. Let me actually pull it up so I can just cut and paste here for you guys. Hopefully I'm still on the stream while I do this because things get a little weird. And hold on. Working on it. Oop, shit. Oh. I just went in the wrong email. Ain't that fun? Ain't that all sorts of fun? Okay. I got like half a dozen different emails I got to check every single day. And one of them I almost don't even check ever. Reason being is the damn thing's like 20 years old. So anyway, I'm going to post email address in the chat. There you go. And we're going to get back to, here we go. Let's see. Sir says, is this real life or fantasy? Love the stories. Oh, you figured out which, where they're coming from and how they're starting to integrate with each other, I hope. The thing is, again, I wanted to make things a little bit more lighthearted, even though a lot of things aren't as lighthearted in there. But, you know, just kind of break the monotony a bit. Okay, Demon says, you should watch the opening cinematic to Universe of World Earth Assault. I'm gonna hold on. Cinematic World Earth Assault. I'll look it up. It's so badass, but good luck finding the game anymore. Okay. There's been a few. I kind of wish they'd make in the movies. I mean, the AI can do that now. Take the cinematic, you give it a screenplay and say, here, make this. And it should work. But then again, Hollywood is all sorts of freaking out. Oh my God, we're gonna lose our jobs. They're germs. We need to make all the money from our germs because we're so important from sitting there and working ourselves in front of the camera. And even though people behind the camera do a hell of a lot more work than the actors. Whoop-de-fucking-do. You get all this money and somebody doing 10 times work is, you know, actually setting things up so you can, I don't know, sit there and scratch your balls on camera. I don't know, whatever the fuck. But yeah, Demon, I'll check that out. Let's see. Eric is saying, I expect AI uprising from Google, Apple, and or Windows. Now, the thing is, supposedly, there's already a ghost AI program out there that just kind of is out and abouts. And supposedly is at least semi-self-aware. Can I verify this? Absolutely not. Okay, this is all rumor. I think the Y-Files did a video on it once, and we'll see what's going to happen. And in all honesty, one of the things all you really have to do is somehow cut the power. Once the power is cut out, the battery only lasts so long because we're not allowed to have the 0-point generator, even though it's not really a generator. Yeah. If AI actually showed up and said, here's this technology, here's your free energy, screw petroleum, you know, here's how you clean things up, I'm all ears to listen to what they got to say. But if they say, well, you have to give up all your freedom, I got this for you, motherfucker. Yeah, ain't going to happen that way. Yep, Sir Braddock saying, yep, he's such a spaceball. How many assholes do I got working in here anyway? Yo, great, I'm surrounded by assholes. Okay. Daniel says, PC or console gaming? I prefer PCs, MMORPGs. Now, I don't have a lot of time to play video games. Honestly, I've got the game BattleTech on my gaming computer over there. I haven't opened it in weeks. I preferred PC even back in the day, just because there was usually more to the storyline in PC games. That being said, there was more gameplay inside the actual consoles. The thing is, I knew just from basic understanding that eventually PCs would catch up with the consoles and bypass them, which is what they're doing now. Now I got more power in this tower that's next to me than 10 Xboxes, and there's almost seemingly nothing in this freaking tower when I look in it. And it takes so long for them to develop a new console to be strong enough, and then they got to upgrade it 5,000 times, and then you can't even buy a disc with the actual game on it. You put the disc in, and it goes, oh, this is just the setup. Basically, this is DOS they're giving you. You have to download whatever the hell it is. And by the way, if we decide we don't want you to have this anymore, then we're just going to take it away. I'm just like, kiss the darkest part of my ass. If you don't have physical media, you don't own it. So yeah, I'm more PC than anything else. I'm a huge BattleTech fan, at least I used to. Again, I haven't got into it as much as I'd like to. But it's a really rich universe. And believe it or not, a lot of the stuff that comes in there still plays into effect. You would think, why aren't people just launching hypersonic missiles at these giant walking death machines from across the other side of the planet? Well, if the first thing you do is take out the satellite network, they can't fucking see you. It's that simple. Don't get me wrong, trying to do a planet fall anywhere on a planet like this would be a death sentence. I mean, what are you going to do? The only place you could land and not get shot the shit out of is in the middle of like the Congo. Yeah, good luck. Okay, back here. Demon says, I only drink a few times a year. I won't drink unless I have 2 days in a row off and have time for it. Smart. Very smart. People used to get mad at me because if I was driving, I wouldn't even have one beer. Piss them off. Lena says, I know modern anime would troll people when it comes to Rule 34. Seriously, some of the stuff that comes out of there, I'm just like, guys, what? Their obsession with tentacles and hermaphrodism is just astounding, honestly. And I only, at least in my stories, I only use the hermaphrodism if it actually plays in and makes a species either different or more like human, or to show minimal dimorphism. Just like it did in Ambush Predators, where there was one, you couldn't tell if they were male and female till they took their pants off. Even if they had their shirts off, you couldn't tell the difference. But you could tell once the pants were off because something was swinging there. Okay. Ava says, I'm awake and here. Yes, you are. Lena says, well, AI would be programmed to do certain things and sometimes say strange things, but it's not really evil because we don't really have smart AI yet. Now, evil is relative, by the way, on that one. Some of the things that I say or do are considered evil by people, 12,000 miles away. And it is what it is. I mean, me just breathing is considered evil by people. So evil is relative. If you're talking about vengeful, vicious, or violent, then yeah, that's true. You are absolutely correct on that one. And yes, I did all the V's because yes, I do like the movie V for Vendetta, and I used to be able to do that whole speech. I can't do it anymore. Let's see. Ava, send in a heart. Let's see. Dana says Facebook AI is already messing up the search function on the platform. Absolutely, 100%. It's just, especially when they did the whole, what was it, like 2 months ago? Show me the founding fathers, and George Washington was this complexion. I'm like, really, dude? And somebody on TV said it right. He said, the AI is not racist. It's the dumbass who programs it that is. But we're getting into politics. I don't want to get into politics. Okay. The Wildcat is here. He says, I tried to super chat, but YouTube just said error. Huh? Or RW. I don't know what's going on. People super chatted before. So I'll just ask, is there a reason why you don't have... No, it's on. I know it's on because other people super chatted. I don't know what to tell you on that one. That's straight up weird. I'm at a loss. I'm at a complete loss. Let's see. Leonid said people would upload themselves into computers if they could, if that give them digital immortality. That would depend. That would very much depend on the person, for one. I've actually done a story when, again, I used to do commission work and somebody wanted this. It took me like 4 weeks to not only break down all the different portions, but to give him just the first chapter, which was kind of weird. I sold him the first chapter. He said, okay, I want the second one. I said, okay, deposit first. He goes, well, I don't want to give a deposit for the second chapter. I was like, fine, then you don't get it. And they got all pissed off because I always did deposit first because I've been screwed over before. But as far as digital immortality goes, will you still have all your senses? Will you still have all your memories? Are you just going to be walking around going, "Durr"? Are you going to be like a rat in a cage or some monkey at the zoo where all you're doing is whacking it every day? I mean, what's digital immortality going to get you? Now, if you were actually putting yourself into a robot and you're able to keep all your senses, all your memories, your personality, because your memory and personality are two different things. People forget that. If you're able to do that and you're able to upgrade over time, then yeah, people will do that. Let's see. Ava says, hey, Sin, here's my catapult setup to run 2 ERPPC and 4 AC4s. Since when do they do AC4s? I'm pretty sure you want to do AC5 on that, but yeah, I'm unfortunately when it comes to MWO, I don't really do AC5s much because for the amount of power that you get in comparison to the lack of range, it's really not worth it. You'd have to have dual rotary AC5s just to do anything. You literally would either have to have like 6 AC2s rotary, and then you could really fuck somebody up at range, or you just have to have those 10s. Just throw the AC10s on and call it good. If you want to run cold, then you get the ultras. I mean, that's all it is. I did that once. I had AC10 ultras on my Jaeger mech, and I had 2 on one side and 1 on the other because that's all I could squeeze on there. And I'm really just firing shotgun blasts out and really piss people off. It got to the point where, like, after 3 or 4 games, I could hear people in the chat box going, yeah, they're going to target you. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to hold very close to the assault mechs because as soon as they get close, I'm going to pop this UAV and I'm just going to be like, okay, guys, save my ass. And that's exactly what happened. Friggin' little fucker got there. He's tearing me apart. I sent up the UAV and I'm hitting the push to talk. Hey, guys, Mayday, Mayday, Echo 4. I'm getting surrounded. They literally just spun around. And next thing I know, I get caught up in a lot of this shit. But they got 3 or 4 lights. So whatever. It was worth it. Erica's saying, Ava's here. Where's the explosion? I don't think the actual landing causes it. Doesn't it cause an explosion when the pod comes down? Let's see. Gamer says, I don't drink in general. Hey, not everybody does. I'm not a bottle person anymore. Ava says, I too creepy, Erica. Or EP, is he? I don't know if you went to misspell that, Ava, or not. Oh, Alan's here. How you doing? Let's see. Chris saying, I Ultimus games being released complete. Yeah, it's what the fuck, over. I think, what was it? Halo 3 or 4 was just 3. That was one of the last ones that was complete when you got the disc. No updates. Don't get me started on microtransactions. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Just, Yeah, Erica says it's perfect. Understandable. Yeah. You could I'm actually so mad I can't get enough in my brain to come out about the microtransaction bullshit. Because the thing is, I've known people who will go into a game, get the starter, pay for everything, even it cost them a few $100 to maybe just over $1,000, and then they get online, they blast through everybody, and then suddenly it's not fun for anyone. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Let's see. Demon says, oh, he went to Ava, says, learned something new today. Glad you can make it. Okay, cool. YouTube will not accept American Express. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I also didn't know American Express was still a thing. So, yeah. Somebody's sleepy. Yep. It was saying digital consciousness transfer from wetware to hardware takes several weeks of time. It is a slow process, and the chance of full transfer is only 69%. Giggity. Um, yeah, that would. Yeah, would you really want to lose 30% of you? I mean, that's just messed up. Um, that's why I'd rather just take the time travel trip back to the past and unfuck myself. Lena says, scientifically, we could probably beam people as data between different planets with the powerful laser, and they could upload themselves into the robot on the other end. Scientifically, sure. I don't know. I've never actually heard this going that far as digitally implanting yourself by basically atomizing your body. That's something people have played with before. I forget the name of the show. They actually did that where they literally from here up, your head was just gone. It vaporized and they uploaded you into some synthetic world. So, yeah, fun. Scientifically, yeah, it could work. Now, the whole thing about digital consciousness transfer, I don't know enough about it. Okay, I haven't looked into it in a long time because I didn't know if the technology was even close to there. It might be by now. I mean, they've hidden friggin' decades worth of technology from us, so why the hell not? Let's see. Demon says it's all about profits anymore, not making good games or the customers anymore. So sad. Or good shows. Has anybody seen anything about the assholite they got for Star Wars? Holy crap. What the I mean, pronouns in Star Wars. What the why? Why? Just why? Just why? I mean, it physically hurts me to see what once was a good franchise, at least for kids, to be flushed down the toilet so badly. But then it stands to reason. Every good character they killed. They made Darth Vader look like a whiny bitch. Okay. They made Luke Skywalker look like a reptile titty sucking freak. Okay. They made Han Solo look like a dumbass who's just a general dumbass who isn't a good father or husband, which I'm like, what the hell over? They made Princess Leia look incompetent as all shit. And I mean, except for using her Mary Poppins powers to kind of whisk herself back in from the death of the void, which, by the way, if you're going to use real physics, then stick with real physics, people, because yes, you don't instantly freeze in space. I mean, even with the extended characters, they destroyed Ahsoka, my favorite character, because you watch her grow up from a little kid to an adult in the shows. And hold on, I gotta stop my rant here, pump the brakes, because Ava has sent a $2 super chat. And let me write that down so I can give you your stuff here. And she says, Morph Tech in the works. I'll comment more on it. As in Metamorphosis Tech, as in CRISPR. Yeah, I'm fairly well versed on the CRISPR tech. The thing is, with CRISPR technology and also quantum tech, could they make you immortal? Sure. You won't age, and you can adjust yourself to have friggin' wings on your back if you wanted, or a tail or something. I mean, let's face it. Just for ego's purpose, how many guys wouldn't mind a decade of having two dicks? I mean, shit. Hey, ladies, guess what I got for you? You know, that sort of bullshit. And let's face it, once you get to that point, the vanity of some people is going to be holy crap insane. But yeah. Okay, where was I? Okay, I was on my rant. I'm going to try and stay away from my rant of how they destroyed all the good folks. Boba Fett is now some old fat bastard who can't do shit, who needs a subordinate to do everything for. I mean, the list goes on and on. They hadn't totally killed Captain Rex yet, or Commander Rex, if you want to be specific, but give it time. They'll do it. Okay, where was I? George Orwell says, Lena, would it even be the same person? Doesn't Halado with the domain? I must be reading this wrong. Let's see down here. Walk out. Okay, I gotta get to work. Also, if you scan yourself to a computer, it's not you, it's a copy of you. Soma shows that person. Yeah. Sir Braddock says, sounds like altered carbon. Planet travel via laser into a new body. Yeah, well, they had the little disc doohickey that went at the base of your brainstem, or actually up on your brainstem, and that held you. And honestly, if that can be done, then it's not horrible if you can afford a new body that you can design yourself. And again, who wouldn't juice themselves up so you wouldn't have to worry about what you eat or working out nearly as much, unless that's your stress relief? The problem with altered carbon is it dragged so much. It was boring as a show. And then they literally just changed the characters, and they're like, oh, this new actor or this new actress is supposed to act exactly and duplicate the same thing as the previous actor or actress. And they don't do it, or they don't do it well. And then it seems like they got a totally different personality. I'm like, yeah, because it's a different actor or actress. It doesn't work. Hold on, wait a minute. Something is right. We got a $20 super chat from Brian Kemp, if I say that right. Let me write this down so I can give you your shout out later. And he says, thank you for your stories. Sent you an email. Okay, let me pull up my email here for a second. And let me check it out. Okay. So it's a story. I got you. I will have to read it later. Unless it's really short. Let me see. Okay. He says, to the moon. In August of 2042, led by the United States, a secret meeting was held by the several governments across the globe. They organized several countries to form Earth Space Command. The founding members were Great Britain, France, Germany, China, Russia, Canada, Spain, India, Brazil, Argentina, and South Africa. The first objective was to plan and build a joint space station on Earth's moon, Luna. It would be open to every nation on Earth once they support the building and expansion of the lunar base. For April 2047, a joint heavy cargo ship was designed. It had the ability to launch from Earth and land on Luna, offload its cargo, and return to Earth. It would be inspected and reloaded from another round trip to the moon. The United States government released secrets of advanced propulsion engines they had recovered from an alien crash site in New Mexico, the direct fusion drive. Hopefully you guys got all that when I was on the other thing. But yeah, that was a quick little story there that you sent. And is there any more? No, there's not. Okay. Did you guys actually get that? I don't know. I can't get it where it minimizes the other screen. It's kind of jacked up. So but yeah, I got your stuff there, and you guys let me know if that came through, that the email there from Brian, because again, I don't know if it came through. If it didn't, I will put it on the channel some other way, but I want to see if it came in. Where was I? Where was I? I don't even know where I was here. So I'm going to start right here. Star Wars should have done a Legends timeline. Yeah. There were more technology I've been working on with a team and currently in early development allow humans to reconfigure their physical body without using. How the fuck do you do that? Because that's the only way I know of. I know there's ways of altering the way the brain works with the body. I haven't heard anything that augments the body without using CRISPR. That I'm looking forward to find out about that. That's going to be interesting. It also says Morph Tech is a subset of it, which does use CRISPR to make the changes more permanent. Okay. That's going to be interesting. So she also says, yeah, digital consciousness transfer is about building a rather way for the consciousness to move from one medium to the other. Kind of like the twins on Invincible, how they copy their personality. Okay, so it did come through. Okay, just had to make sure. Let's see, where was I? Demon says got to leave to work. See you, Demon. So you might be offline before we get to chat again. Have a good one, everybody, and have a good night, my friend. Chris says, we live in a world where Star Trek fans make fun of Star Wars fans. Yeah. The movie fanboys did a really good job portraying that. And it's just, I just went, okay. Look, until you can show me some sort of technology on either one, I'm not following either. I will say the acting and the construction of the stories out of all the different series has yet to beat the Next Generation. Reason being is they did a really good job. They didn't try to overdo it. They worked with the technology of the time, so you kind of have to bite the bullet a little bit. But they did a decent job. Like, they didn't have the captain going away missions all the time. Only on certain ones did he ever leave the ship. It was always somebody else. You know, it's something as simple as that. Okay, let's see. Gamer says, if I could fundamentally change my physical form, I wouldn't change much. Maybe make upkeep a little easier, increase cognitive capacity. I'm with you. And keep my autism. Okay, you can't say I would do that. I grew out of mine. Let's see. At least that's what the shrinks say. And the folks who scan my brain. Yay. No, I'm not like Sheldon. They had me tested, sort of thing. That's totally different. Okay. Lena says, okay, yeah, your entire spine could be destroyed by the uploading process, but yeah, your copy could live in the digital space. Yeah. The thing is, I don't give a shit about the copy. I'd rather have the original, what's in here. Keep that. It's important. It's very important, because without that, what's the point? Everybody's saying later. Ava says, look to butterflies, and that's how Morph Tech works. Okay, we just trying to solve the problem of keeping the brain intact and preventing isolation caused. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Depending on, because again, are you going to be sedated for the whole time, or does your mind have to be active? And they even hit that on Demolition Man, believe it or not, where the guy was saying they thought he was asleep, but he's like, yeah, I had a 30 some odd year nightmare about kids or people burning in a building. And they're like, you couldn't have been awake. He's like, yeah, I was. Now, there are plenty of folks who could handle the isolation for long enough. And one of the easiest ways to deal with the isolation, play fucking music. Different music. Don't just stick with one genre either. Mix it around a little bit. Let the brain actually expand itself even just a little bit, and it'll be able to do it. Erica said, Ava, that would be cool. However, I think we would need to develop healing pods. Yeah, well, we have those. Believe it or not, that's one of those hidden tech things we're not allowed to have. Somebody figured it out a long time ago, and if I had the ability to build it, I would put one downstairs in the basement. Abe says it does that already. Okay, does that already. All right. So anyway, folks, I will say this. It's a pretty interesting conversation tonight where we're talking about technology that should already be released to the public. I'm sure dealing with the small things. Now, again, with the 2036 that I was talking about, with the actual bringing out of time travel, you got to listen to the way John Teeter breaks it down because he does a really good job. Supposedly, he was a actual time traveler. He came back to get a piece of technology that they needed to make sure that certain computers didn't go offline and make sure bad things didn't happen. It is what it is. But all things considered, the farther back you jump, as he puts it, the more off that world line you are, which means alternate dimensions. Everything needs to coalesce towards whichever world line you're on, which is why I say, at most you're going to go back from 2036 is probably 1984 or 1986, something like that. That's only a few decades. In the great scheme of things, that's not a big deal. That being said, you gotta do what it is. Yeah, Art Bell with John Teeter. That was always a fun one. And the thing is, it's all this, like I said, Mandela effects and a few other things that are starting to show that it's getting there. It's getting a lot closer than people want to realize. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, granted, certain movies aren't as good watching the second time over. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard for us to get involved in Star Wars when we know what it's going to be. Oh, wait, no. Depending on how many people go back, it would be, that might change. Now, the Y Files. Yep. I'm a big fan of the Y Files. Again, he covers things, and a lot of times he doesn't mention it, but some of his stuff overlaps, and that's a big deal. Star Wars Galaxy looks like they never invented wheels, which never made sense to me. Well, hey, different technology for different folks. I mean, very few times does any science fiction ever talk about that. I think the only ones who ever went through that was that really bad show Stargate. And they were like, these really smart folks were like, we never thought of using chemical propellants and solid projectiles in our weapons. And yet their weapons are amazing, but they need something primitive. But in any case, let's see what else we got here. People can say what they like about Art Bell, but he was entertaining, very much so. He really knew how to keep the audience going, even when he wasn't working with much, and that takes a lot for somebody in his line of work. So, anyway, we've kind of reached the end of the chats. We scrolled all the way down here. I don't think I missed too much. I know I checked all the super chats because I wrote them all down. And I would show you guys what's coming up for tonight. Unfortunately, on the notes gives away too much for what's coming up for the next week. So I can't do that. Actually, it's not that I can't. I won't, because I always hated it when people ruin movies or a book or anything like that. I've actually been reading a book and somebody goes, "Oh, that was really great at the end when this happened." And without skipping a beat, I flung the book and hit him in the face with it. "Oh, what the hell was that for?" I left. I came back. He's like, "Dude, what the hell was that with the book?" I'm like, "You're lucky I didn't get up and beat the shit out of you. I was enjoying a book and you ruined it." Lenin says, if you want a believable hover technology, the vehicle needs to use planet electromagnetic fields to work. Not necessarily. Actually, they did find that if you use certain chitins, like off of certain insects, believe it or not, you can create a considered anti-gravitational field. Time for booby Skittles. I don't know where you're going with that, Ava. I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay. Says, we will enjoy whatever you write. Okay. Well, I hope so. I really do. And by the way, just remember, any gripes, comments, concerns, complaints, critiques, I'm all ears. Whatever can make me better. Like I said in the beginning of here, somebody brought up one of the old ones where I would get galaxy and system backwards. Okay, I fixed it because you guys brought it up. And I can only fix it if you guys let me know. So let's see, make sure I didn't miss too much here. See, we talked about the AI a lot. Now, I will say this about AI. AI will eventually put everybody out of work. Eventually. How long that's going to take? I haven't got the slightest fucking idea. Not even close. I do know when it comes to farm work, there's going to be a lot of things that need to still be done by a person because there's a lot of nuances there. Anybody that's even grown a small garden, there's little things that you notice each time that will really change things. It'll really adjust your yield. So, excuse me. What's wrong with me right now? I know one thing that's wrong is hotter than friggin' balls in this room. I swear the AC does not work in here at all. So, anywho's, but yeah, AI, hopefully it doesn't overdo this channel. Hopefully YouTube doesn't send me into the bargain bin basement area, throw me in the gutter or anything like that for all the AI channels that are still insisting. Even before I came on here, it was right on my feed, another one where they're talking about some sort of virtual reality program for aliens that basically want to be cyber fucked by a human. I'm like, forget the cyber, just go get a human. I guarantee they're going to plow you through. You might not to get it from the first one, but believe me, you'll find one that'll do it sooner or later. But I'm just like, really? I know that, but again, it was AI. I couldn't even get through the whole damn thing. Demon says, that was funny when Thor went to SG-1 and said, we need someone dumber than us. Well, you've come to the right place. Yeah, I remember the line. MacGyver was probably the best choice they ever had. And yes, I still call him MacGyver because that's what I remember him on. He was just a good actor. I mean, I can't fault him for that at all. Let's see. Lena says, there is a secret enemy in Halo that attacked a human fleet before the attack on Earth, and we never noticed. I fell out of the Halo. I haven't even played the last one yet. So please don't spoil anything if you're going to talk about that. Originally, I was going to sit down and get everything hooked up, and then I moved here, and I never got the Xbox One hooked up. But I will play it eventually. I'd rather not ruin anything for it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bits that were on YouTube on the feed, and I kept having to say not interested, not interested, not interested to get them off. But I'm sure you guys have to deal with the same thing, when you're trying to stop spoilers. I have to actually say not interested on the Deadpool movie that's coming out. Why? Because I want to go in that thing fucking cold. Why? Because they're better that way. The last movie I went into completely cold was the movie Ted, and I don't have to tell you how funny that shit was. Holy crap. The second one wasn't very good, but the first one was great. It's just, I mean, come on. If it got my dad laughing, it's funny. The first, he didn't even know who Deadpool was. I got him to watch that one, and even he was like, "That was pretty good." I was like, "Okay, cool." Yeah. Oh, come on, George. Who is not a fan of Deadpool? I actually created an entire character for the DC universe because I was challenged to do it. And this guy can actually jump dimensions. That's one of the things he can do. But he's like a beta test. There's certain bugs in the system. Like he can't actually, unless he's got some sort of anchor point, he can't jump directly to a universe he wants to, which plays into a lot of things he does. However, every time he meets Deadpool, it's always the same Deadpool because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, i.e., breaks dimensions. And once a creature can do that, there's only one of you, just like Raven, Trigon's daughter. She's a dimensional jumper too. That's why there's only one of her. Anyway, one of the things I still remember Deadpool, he's next to Bob and they're talking about friends. And Bob's like, "I'm your friend." And Deadpool looks at him, then pulls his pistol and shoots him in the leg. Well, in my character, one of the things he can do is he has a external shield that turns on based on instinct. He doesn't fully control it. Like you don't really control blinking. So, I mean, you can to a point. But when Deadpool shoots him in the leg, the bullet ricochets off and shoots Deadpool in the foot. And my character is sitting there, "I'm your friend, Wade." He turns, fires, and drops down. It's like, idiot. And I just think it was funny. Let's see. Gamer says there was 10 days in universe before the start of Halo 2 that's old but forgotten lore. Now, I know in the book, right before Johnson got back, where they actually blew up like 4 or 5 fleets worth of Covenant right at one of their stations. I think they touched on it a little when they did that really, really bad backstory of the Chief. Like they tried to make the backstory of the Chief kid friendly, and if you read the first book, it's not. It's not even close. Sir Broderick saying the best line SG1 was in the bloopers. "I'm stuck under a glacier with MacGyver. We have bubble gum. We have a paper clip. Make us a nuclear reactor." And she broke the fourth wall and yells at the camera. He's too busy laughing to give a shit. And, apparently she did that because she like completely forgot her line, and she's like, "You know what? Screw this shit." Now, the only saving grace of SG1 was the actors. They did, at least the original cast did an exceptional job. But the rest of it, I mean, they brought in the horny girl who was always after the nerdy guy. A lot of the guys with snakes in their guts were basically carbon copies of each other, and it got boring as shit. I mean, it's just whatever. I love SG1 episode where they live the same day over and over and over again, like Groundhog Day. Yep, I remember that episode. But of course, it had to be the nerdy guy to point out, you're going to do this over again, so you can do anything. Why not? Let's see. Lena says, "I forgot how Star Trek Voyager could punch through the event horizon with the black hole." That show, I hang my head with a little bit of shame that I used to actually watch it. It is so bad that the whole thing should be completely removed. Reason being is they tried to make the captain to be exactly the same as Picard, but they tried to make her almost completely flawless. And I'm like, you can't do that. There has to be a flawed character here. Every time she's seen as flawless in some way, oh, she's too analytical. She's too perfect. She's too good at this. That's her flaw. She's too good at something. Bite me. No, don't bite me. I don't want your teeth anywhere near me. But it's just, it was just, no. Just no. And you're supposed to be doing a whole Lost in Space thing. Why isn't the ship taking any damage? You've been in how many firefights? You've had how many people sucked out because the hull got breached, and yet it looks like it just came out of space dock? like it just got built. Give me a break. And it's just the show was just bad. It was badly written, and everything was meant to make the captain look perfect. The only thing that was worth watching was Jerry Ryan, that blonde girl in the cat suit, and I'm just sitting there pulling a Lenny and Squeaky going, oh. She was very attractive. I don't know what the hell they did to her with the new one, but she looks like she got chewed up and spit out, literally. Okay, Erica said, you got a weird record, longest put ever, huh? George says Captain Janeway just wasn't well thought out. No, and she was not well acted either. She always had this air of superiority about her, and one of the best examples of it, and I believe the channel Computing Forever, they did a breakdown of this about Voyager, and one of the episodes where they saw another Federation ship, and she's just this pretentious bitch to the entire thing. And I went back and watched the whole episode. I'm like, holy crap. If I was this other captain, I would have shot her. And I wouldn't have used low rank. I would have just disintegrated her ass and got it over with. We all could have slept better. Gamer says the secret Halo enemy was an unknown faction using outdated human IFF near Jupiter, scared of the UNSC patrol, and attacked the Earth 10 days later at the start of the Halo 2. Got everybody to dismiss them. Yeah, those are the guys in the asteroid. Yep, they made a big deal about that in the books. I thought they would have been a good addition to the Halo universe, but whatever. It is what it is. All right. We're down towards the bottom here. I can just say, folks, I really, really hope that another franchise that we enjoy doesn't end up being destroyed. I really hope it doesn't, because let's face it, it's bad enough. There's nothing new that's worth watching. The new game shows suck moose nuts. I mean, they're just terrible. There's nothing to watch after 8 o'clock. It used to be you had some sitcoms that were funny, but now, oh no, they're too edgy. They're too offensive. They're too this. They're too that. Freaking George Carlin had a sitcom back in the day, and it was driving him crazy. He couldn't say what he wanted to. And I'm just like, ugh. Jerry Seinfeld is now considered too offensive. Have you ever watched the show? That was funny. It was actually funny. I mean, let's face it. What other show is going to deal with things like shrinkage? Still one of the funniest damn episodes there was. But it's just, Sir Braddock's, he got it right. Fear reboots. Babylon 5, for example. I don't want them to reboot that series. They could do a shot-for-shot remake with somebody else as the captain who doesn't take a dramatic pause every time he begins a sentence or before he even speaks. I'm like, and the thing is, this is something the actor does all the time. I've seen him in other roles. He does this pause shit all the time. I'm like, dude, if you can't spit out your fucking lines, go do another job. It's just, ugh. Yeah, I was in the pool. Yeah, I know. But you're right. The reboots, the reason why so many reboots is they can't come up with anything good that's original. Period. They can't. Reason being, everything has to be the message, and nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Nobody's got time for any of that crap. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody needs it shoved up their nose, down their throat, and up their ass all at the same time. No, thank you. Because that's what the woke does. They do that. They take something that people enjoy. They're like, well, we're going to take this thing that you enjoy, and we're going to change it to fit our idea of what it should be, neglecting the fact that all these changes are what made people, or taking away and changing it takes away why people actually watched it in the first place. But they don't see it that way. So they can friggin', I don't know, do a friggin' rocket and fly off. you know, they can fuck right off. Whoa. Don't talk to me about the new Cortana there, Leonid. I haven't played it yet. I know there's the other Cortana there. They were both made at the same time. I know that much. Don't say anything else, please. I haven't played the game yet. Yeah, when they changed Cortana, that's when I stopped actually caring much. Just because I know it's the logic plague and all that, but they did a really good send off. What they should have done after Cortana saved the chief, when she said the rest of me is down there, if he had to go around the universe and collect her parts to put her back together, and when he got her back together, she was not falling apart anymore from rampancy, then that would have worked a whole lot better. Having to blast your way through waves and waves of Covenant that were trying to use certain parts of her to, I don't know, control a ship, or control a station, or, open some Forerunner technology or whatever it is. Kind of a game of beat the clock, trying to get to this other place before they actually got it, all that. And, even when she's split in different pieces, broke off the different parts of herself. That was even in the books, by the way. And they had the ball in their hands, and not only did they drop it, but they spiked themselves in the nuts at the same time. I'm just like, ugh, you bastards. It could have been good, and they didn't. Yeah, Critical Drinker does that. He does a really good job. I don't agree with everything he says, but you're never going to agree with everything somebody says. I mean, it's just, yeah. It's, why in the hell did they have to just kill something like that? Something good. Oh, wait, it's because other people enjoy it, and these people think everybody should be equally miserable. Not happy, equally miserable. So think of it. You got to remember that these folks who want to destroy something that you enjoy, whether it's Warhammer 40K by having the female whatever guard it was, I don't remember, which was completely against the lore, and everyone turned away from it. Ugh, God, hold on. I need a drink. Okay. I'm starting to lose my place, guys, because I'm getting so spun up. It's kind of hard. My brain just kind of goes off in the weeds. Fuck it. I don't even know where I was at the point. Demon says, I watch anime because they don't have control of that yet, but it's not for lack of trying. Yeah, the American voice actors, when they freaked out because they're like, everybody in Japan's like, you're fucking this up. No, we're going to switch to AI. So, kiss the darkest part of my ass. I was dancing. I was glad to hear that. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got to stop right there and hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from right here as Sir once again comes back with a $10 super sticker. No message this time. And I appreciate that, sir, very much. I hope you're enjoying the live stream. We're not going to be on for too much longer, I don't think. I'm watching the counter click down as everybody goes to work. But yes, very much appreciated, sir. For everybody to know, if you came in late, I did send the T-shirts out. Give it at least a week to get to you. I don't know why. The USPS is just going to take a long time. For those of you who had international places to go or your address, it's going to take a little bit longer. So thank you again, sir. And I do hope you're enjoying the series that's there. And again, it's a little tongue-in-cheek series. I hope that you got it. Okay, Sir Brett says, oh, well, the nurse is pissed at me. It's 2:19 a.m. and here I should be a lot more rest to recover. Great to everybody. Well, What do you, I mean, seriously, you got a nurse and it's 2 a.m. What the, wow, whatever it is, your meds aren't kicking in. That's for sure. Should tell her you need stronger drugs. I like the drugs, man. Yeah, I like the drugs. Yeah. Yep. Good night, Braddock. Good night. So anyways, again, thank you so much for that. And I am actually out of water here. And I can hear somebody moving around outside. I don't know if you saw somebody walking outside before. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, I missed that. Deathbed. He said, was glad to see The Prestige. Cold. Great movie. That was twisted. That was a twisted movie. Good movie. It was very twisted. But yeah, it's just amazing how many times people will try to make you as sad as them. And unfortunately, I don't want to get into politics, but I will say there is a certain group of people around, well, everywhere, who will riot, block traffic, and do all sorts of stuff at the drop of a hat, not because they believe anything they're actually saying, but because their life sucks and they want to make your life suck, which is why all of you out there, if you ever hear from somebody that you work with that you need to do things their way, because, you know, go along to get along, don't listen to them, because you're probably doing the right thing. You know, if it's, you know, hey, you better do it this way or you're going to get in trouble, you might want to listen, but they might be blowing smoke up your ass. Be careful. But if they ever say, you're making us look bad, just look them in the eye and say, I'm not making you look bad. No, that's all on you. And then leave it alone. Don't even say anything. They start talking, just turn and walk away. Just let them stew in that and be good with it. So, all right. I'm watching everybody say goodnight down here. Everybody's leaving. So, safety brief really quick for everybody. Remember, it is springtime, which means the young critters are going to be running across the road. If you see one critter, just assume there's another one. Slow down. You do not need them inside your windshield. It ain't worth it, people. It is not worth the bill. It's not worth the time, and it's not worth the aggravation. Just give it some slow down time, and chances are you'll either see them coming or you'll miss. Either way works. Also, just remember, if a little soldier is going in the bush, make sure he wears his poncho. Since we were talking about drinking earlier, if you drive, you don't drink. Drink, you don't drive. Your buddy wants to drink and drive. Beat his fucking ass into the ground. And when the cops show up, Jay, I'm just stopping him from drinking and driving. Any cop worth a shit is going to say, okay, and just let you guys get back home. And then you can wake up the next morning when the guy going, oh, what the hell happened? It feels like somebody punched me in the face. Just say, hey, fucker, you fell. So, all right, aside from that, keep your powder dry. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time on Syntext Live. This is Syntext ejecting.